we finally learn the origin of Android 16 and Android 21. Do you know who Dr. Gero based them on? Hey guys, how are you? I hope you are well. Today I bring you 10 Easter eggs and secrets that I consider the coolest and most interesting from the Dragon Ball superhero movie. And for those of you who still don't know me, I'm the Monio, the interdimensional demon that talks most about Dragon Ball on YouTube, and you're on my channel. Number 1. At a certain point, in one of the panels of the new Red Ribbon base, it is possible to see a family tree with the family of Dr. Gero, who would later become Android 20. But the most interesting thing is that it is also possible to see a photo of the son of Dr. Gero. But the Monio, what do you mean son of Dr. Gero? Isn't that Android 16? Was Android his son? And I answer you, well, no. A few years ago Akira Toriyama revealed that Dr. Gero had a son, and that son was shot dead by an enemy of the Red Ribbon, so he built Android 16, which is a robot, but which had its appearance and personality based on that his son who died. That was all the information we had, but the film finally revealed the name of this son, which is Jivo, and also for the first time in the franchise his image is officially shown, thus confirming that he had the same appearance as Android 16. Number 2. In this same panel it is also possible to see a photo of Android 21, a character that was introduced through the game Dragon Ball FighterZ. The game developers did not want to simply create a filler character that would be forgotten, so they asked Akira Toriyama himself to create the character. Android 21 later made an appearance in the Dragon Ball Kakarot game, but has now been canonized through the film. And the most interesting thing is that we discovered that Android 21 had its appearance based on Vomi, who was the wife of Dr. Gero, mother of Jivo and also grandmother of Dr. Redo, who appears in the film. It's really cool to see a game character get canonized like this, especially for Dragon Ball FighterZ fans like me. Number 3. When Pan appears in the film, she is wearing a shirt with the abbreviations GTH, which possibly means go to hell, and the design that appears on the shirt is also something similar to a demon, which is even very similar to what is on Pan's blouse, his mother, in the film Battle of the Gods. Akira Toriyama always liked to put references to hell or the devil in the characters of the Videl family. The name Videl itself is an anagram for evil. We can see these references even in the opening of Dragon Ball Z where the car has the number 666. And of course there's Videl's father who is Mr. Satan, who doesn't even need to comment. Was Akira Toriyama a big fan of Lucifer?
Devil bunnies. Oh no, Lucy fans.
Can you please?
Oh no.
Number 4. Piccolo's house is very similar to the design of the houses we saw on Namek, and inside it we can see several cool references. The way Piccolo holds his phone is the same way his father held the Dragon Balls. The throne Piccolo is sitting on is also the same one his father used and also the Grand Elder, and although Piccolo sometimes says in the movie that only drinks water, we can see him eating in some scenes of Dragon Ball Super. This shows that even though he doesn't need to eat to survive, he can, and maybe he even likes it, depending on the food. Number 5. Color consistency has never been a highlight of Dragon Ball. Just look at the many versions of Bulma's hair, Goku's outfit, and even Vegeta's bizarre coloring at the beginning of the anime. Colors in relation to Dragon Ball Z, and even in relation to Dragon Ball Super, Piccolo's color palette for example is very different. The green tone of his skin is lighter and the details on his body that previously had a similar tone from pink, now they are closer to orange. And when he has his potential self release the colors change even more, with a more yellowish green tone and tone differences even in his clothes. Other characters also had subtle changes, such as Android 18's eyes that became purple, and also present Trunks' hair that now became blue, as well as his version of the future in Dragon Ball Super, which I found too bad, as the hair was so much nicer the other color. Number 6. The androids Gamma 1 and Gamma 2 make several references to American and Japanese superheroes. Their many poses are references to tokusatsu heroes, while the onomatopoeias that appear when they fight pay homage to American comics. When Gamma 2 dies, he turns gray just like Vision did in the movie Avengers Infinity War, and when he dies, he disintegrates just like several heroes did in that movie. Gamma 1 is reminiscent of the classic Ultraman design. The scene of Gamma 1 vs. Gohan references Iron Man vs. Thanos. In the movie poster, while Gamma 2 does a typical tokusatsu pose, Gamma 1 does a typical Superman pose. Number 7. At the end of the battle, we have a really cool scene with Pan running to hug Gohan, and this scene is a reference to a scene from Dragon Ball Z where Gohan does the same thing with Goku. You can see clearly the idea of the film is to pay homage to that moment. Number 8. One of the funniest filler episodes in Dragon Ball Z is the episode where Goku and Piccolo go to get their driver's licenses but fail and end up wrecking the cars, and the movie kind of canonizes that episode the moment that Pan tells Piccolo that he is a terrible driver, and he simply replies that he never got his license. Number 9. A very nostalgic thing that the movie brings is Piccolo using his ability to become giant again, which he hasn't used since the tournament in Dragon Ball Z, and when asked by Gohan, Piccolo simply replies that he had forgotten that he had this ability. And this is a reference to the fact that Akira Toriyama forgets some things about what he creates, like when it was established that Piccolo's race becomes an adult very quickly. Piccolo himself was only 2 years old when he trained Gohan, but with Den, Toriyama simply forgot this rule that he himself created, and Den is becoming an adult at a speed close to that of a human. Number 10. The transformation of Gohan Beast. Despite not making much sense within the story, it is a great tribute to everything that people like most about Gohan. It has many references to his transformation in the fight against Cell. The film makes a point of repeat framings, and even the way he transformed, and even the trigger for the transformation, and the fact that he was against Cell and that he was wearing an outfit like Piccolo. They even make Gohan's hair bigger so he looks more like Gohan from Dragon Ball Z. It's fanservice and more fanservice, but let's face it, the final scene was amazing. That's it, guys. There are many other Easter eggs in the movie, but I selected here the ones that I thought were the coolest and most curious. Did you enjoy the movie Dragon Ball Superhero? Leave it in the comments, and subscribe if you want to follow the next content. Until next time, my people, demonic hugs.